Hello, friends, and welcome to Healthy Onward Living. I'm Amber, and I'm a brand partner of Purium, which is an organic superfoods company. And one of the things that I'm so excited about Purium is that I experienced it firsthand of having it help heal my body from type 1 diabetes. So I'm taking a lot less insulin through just the use of superfoods. And I have a guest with me today that's going to share her story about the use of superfoods also, and how it has just made a difference in her world, and how we're pretty much shouting this out to the world because we're so ecstatic about it and want to share this with others to help them heal and know that there's hope beyond just prescription medicine. So with me today, I have Amy, and we've met through superfoods. And Amy, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. My name is Amy Kornicki, and now I'm a regenerative health practitioner. I read eyes. Work with the systems of the body to get to the root cause. I also do Reiki and frequency, and just feel like healing is just like a mind, body, spirit experience. So, mhm.
Awesome. So, what were your health concerns or struggles before you started on superfoods?
Yeah. Well, I've been using Purium Superfoods for it'll be 3 years this month, actually. So before that, you would have known me as a graphic designer, actually. I was an art director in a marketing firm, and I was working for big pharma. And that was about 6 years ago. And everything just really was not making sense. Nothing was aligning. I was really disgusted with the marketing practice of big pharma. And at the same time, I was on about 12 different pharmaceuticals by three different doctors for fibromyalgia, neuropathy, migraines, depression, anxiety. And none of it seemed to be making any impact in my life. It just seemed to make it worse. Like I had to have a pill to go to bed and a pill to get up and all these different things. And it was just side effects. Was just like bloated and had gained a lot of weight from the pharmaceuticals, and they would just give me a different one to cover up a symptom of the other one. And it was just not a way to live. So I finally was like, okay, there's gotta be something better. And um I was started transitioning to like medical cannabis and finding different ways. But I'm from Chicago. No one eats organic. Like we have three meats on a pizza. Like it's not, my background is not like, I didn't know. I didn't know till I knew. Um, and I was progressively just trying to find better ways of living on my own. But what really shifted was my friend sharing Purium and just being like, I'm doing this 30-day cleanse. I've been on it a week. I've already gotten off some of my pharmaceuticals. Like I'm sleeping better. And I could just hear in her voice, like she just like, it was different. She had shifted. And we were both one of those people with those invisible illnesses that could relate to each other. She was like my pain friend. So I was like, all right, I got to try this. And was researching cleanses in the previously, but I never felt really comfortable doing it, just buying some kit online and doing it alone. And I really loved that she brought someone to me that knew what she was doing. That's how I met Mary Beth, and um, they were all regenerative practitioners, right? And I felt safe. I felt safe and held in a community. I had the app, I had a food resource guide, I had direction. I had people doing it with me. Like when I started, I had my partner at the time, his sister, and another friend. We all did it together, which was really fun. It was fun not to be alone in it, because it was all new for me. Like I got my kitchen all set and got rid of all these other stuff and cut up fruit and was like, what am I doing? Like, but then by like that third day of the shake, it like started sinking in, and I felt like this deep nourishment. And on day three, actually, I didn't have to have any cannabis. I didn't have any kratom. Um, it was pretty miraculous. Like, I don't know if you know what kratom is. It's another plant medicine, but it uses the neurotransmitters of opiates too. So like I had forgotten that on vacation a couple months previously, And I went through withdrawals and I was like, I have to get off of this. Like, I don't want to be on any kind of thing. I already got off the pharmaceuticals, most of them. I don't want to be on anything that my body's dependent on. So that was really cool how deeply nourished I was that I didn't have to have any withdrawals. It's huge. And like I lost the excess weight. The inflammation went down. I noticed right away that I started sleeping really amazingly. And like I was taking like a huge dose of edibles and calm and magnesium and all these things, and it was just the tart cherry juice. It was awesome. So I could just tell like my body was really like coming into homeostasis. And um I guess I got ahead of myself. Like
No, no,
that's
you're good. It's an amazing story. I know when you just in it, you just
I'll
want to
just
tell it.
continue.
No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Um
No,
by
so yeah, so you were so you started and you had
Mhm,
some other people that did it along with you. So that's huge. That's
mhm,
so much of a cheerleader for you and helpful for you.
mhm.
And so you started with a ULT, is that correct?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
and
I
then
that's actually how I got involved with the business side, honestly, too, was I didn't know how I was going to afford my kit, to be frank. Like it was during COVID. I had a business that wasn't able to do anything anymore because I was doing live sound for bands. So there was no music going on in COVID. So that's what I did was I just got a couple other people to join me and I was able to make my money back before my kit even came in the mail. So that was huge.
awesome.
And I
That is
still wasn't even convinced I wanted to like start a business with it. But then when I started having such amazing results, like I was so involved with the fibromyalgia community, I was like, I have to share this. Like people need to know. Like it's by day 30, my pain went from a 5 being loaded on all different kind of supplements and medical cannabis and all this things, and I didn't need any of that, and my pain went to like a 1 to a 0, and my anxiety was gone, my depression was gone, like my mood, I was so much clearer in my head, like the brain fog had lifted. It was just amazing. So by day like 60 and 90, like day 90, I was so strong in my body. I was mentally strong that I actually left that relationship and moved across the country. So it's changed my entire life. It's changed my entire perspective of what food is. Food is medicine. It's either hurting us or healing us. And what I wanted to do for a living. Like I found my calling and I feel like I had to go through what I went through to be able to share this and testify that like this is real and we don't have to suffer. So yeah.
awesome. So that's been 3 years ago. And
Yeah.
has any of the symptoms, anything has come back?
I've never had a fibro flare since. I've never had any of that kind of nerve pain or anything like that. I've never, maybe one or two panic attacks, but nothing like that. Like I have days where I'm down, but it is not the depression. It's not that state that I was in. I mean, I've had depression since about 13 and I'm 43. I've spent most of my life like not wanting to live, and I tried really hard not to be here more times than I can count. So uh, it's really amazing what I can do now. Like I am an athlete now. I ski. I skied 65 days this week, this summer, or this season, that
Yeah.
summer. So now I'm just like fine tuning and pushing myself and seeing like what can I do with my body. So it's it's amazing. Yeah.
I mean, isn't it true that it's so amazing? And it's just like others that haven't experienced it, it's just like you don't, if you're hurting your healing, needing the healing or the weight loss or whatever, it's
Mhm.
just try it, and just, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so this whole process has made you want to go and learn regenerative health, and now
Mhm.
you're a practitioner. That is amazing. And you're still, doing this business and the Purium business, and you're active in it, and that's awesome as well. And so what Purium product are you loving right now that gives you lots of support in your
Mhm.
day to day?
My favorite go-to, actually, the last day of the season, I broke my leg. I decided to try snowboarding instead of skiing with a friend. So I was doing really good and putting turns together, but I was in like this sticky snow and the snowboard just stopped and my leg kept going. So I had a really bad sprained ankle and a broken fibula. So I'm like, well, let's just see how fast I can regenerate. So I'm really loving the dark berry protein shake right now, combining that with the hair, skin, and nails with that horsetail, like all of that stuff is really amazing for connective tissue and bone growth. So the aminos. Um, I'm also really loving joint flex right now. I used that the first season I started skiing because my knees were pretty weak, and after a couple months on that, I could really feel a difference. So I'm really incorporating all of that right now to get my leg as healthy as possible because I don't really slow down.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So with your dark berry, do you use it just with shake it with just water, or do you do
Um,
different regimen?
I'm really a big believer in listening to my body, so I muscle test myself a lot. I love it with coconut milk, or mixed with the Aborigines family. I think that's like the best
Mhm.
combo.
I need to try that.
It's like a cherry chocolate wonderfulness. But my body's really just calling for water, and usually I'm putting right now camute or barley greens to get some extra alkaline and greens in the shake. So I'm just listening to my body.
Isn't it amazing what it tells you? Like when you really do truly muscle test and listen to hear.
Yeah, it's you get really in tune with your body. Like I can just go to the cabinet and be like, "Oh, I need two aminos." Like I take about 8 a day, but it's all different times. I kind of space it out. So, uh yeah, your bodies will tell you exactly what it needs. It'll tell you what it doesn't need too. And
Right.
if you don't listen, it'll yell at you. That's when we get sick and inflamed and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for joining me tonight and sharing your story. And we're so glad you're here and wanting to help other people through regenerative health. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
so glad you're here. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.